What if your body has been whispering to you, not with pain, but with subtle signals, quiet little signs that something deeper may be happening? And what if ignoring those signs could mean you're cutting your life short without even realizing it? Most of us assume that serious health issues come with dramatic symptoms: chest pain, slurred speech, collapsing in public. But for millions of older adults, the most dangerous changes are the ones that come quietly. Not with a bang, but with a soft drift. Away from energy, away from connection, away from life itself. This video isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to gently inform you. Because the truth is, there are certain silent signs that doctors and researchers have quietly linked to reduced longevity, especially after the age of 65. Not because they're death sentences, but because they point to deeper issues that, left unaddressed, can lead to an early decline. And here's the hopeful part. When you recognize these signs early, you can do something about them. You can course correct. You can add years, and more importantly, add quality to the time you still have. So in this video, we'll walk through 6 often missed signs that could mean your body is struggling more than you think. Some of them may surprise you. One of them is so common, people laugh it off, but it's quietly linked to reduced brain function and heart health. Each of these signs can show up gently, in your energy, your mood, your movements. They don't always send you running to the hospital, but they should send you inward, with care, not fear. Because awareness is power, and after 65, every day becomes more meaningful. Not because time is running out, but because you still have time to change how it unfolds. Stay with us until the end, because the final sign we'll cover is one that even doctors sometimes miss, and yet it can affect everything from your motivation to your lifespan. Let's begin, gently, with the first silent sign. Sign number 1, frequent exhaustion without cause. Do you ever wake up feeling tired, even after a full night's sleep? Maybe you start the day fine, but within an hour or two, you feel drained, like your energy has quietly slipped away, and you can't explain why. You're not sick. You haven't done anything strenuous, but still you feel worn down. This kind of persistent, unexplained fatigue is more than just getting older. It's one of the most common and most overlooked signs that your body may be struggling to keep up. Here's why that matters. As we age, our organs naturally slow down. But when your heart isn't pumping efficiently or your cells aren't getting enough oxygen, your body starts to signal it in the only way it knows how, by making you feel exhausted. This isn't the kind of tired you can fix with a nap. It's a deep, ongoing heaviness that affects your clarity, mood, and motivation. And it often gets dismissed as normal aging, when in fact it can point to undiagnosed heart disease, poor circulation, low thyroid function, or even chronic inflammation. Many seniors don't mention it to their doctors because they don't want to sound like they're complaining. But let me be clear, your energy is not just a comfort issue. It's a survival issue. When your body can't create or maintain energy efficiently, it begins to shut down parts of itself to conserve fuel. And over time, this can lead to physical decline, loss of independence, and yes, reduced longevity. Let me be gentle, but honest. The people who live longer into their 80s and beyond aren't necessarily the ones with perfect diets or strong bodies. They're the ones who still have energy, because their system is still working in sync. If you've been feeling worn down more often than not, and you can't link it to activity, poor sleep, or illness, it's worth bringing up with your doctor. Ask for a full blood panel, check your heart, look into your thyroid. Because that tired feeling, it's not in your head, it's in your body, and your body might be quietly asking for help. Energy isn't a luxury. It's one of the clearest signs your body is either thriving or struggling. Sign number 2, losing interest in social interaction. Have you found yourself pulling away from people more than you used to? Maybe phone calls feel like a chore. You skip social gatherings, even small ones. Conversations feel draining, and sometimes you think, I'd rather just be alone. Now, there's nothing wrong with enjoying quiet time. Solitude can be nourishing. But when you begin losing interest in people altogether, especially those you once loved to talk with, it might be a quiet signal from your body and brain that something deeper is changing. Social withdrawal is often mistaken for moodiness or aging, but in reality, it's one of the strongest predictors of declining health and reduced lifespan. You see, connection isn't just emotional, it's biological. Regular social interaction stimulates the brain, balances hormones, reduces inflammation, and even protects the heart. When we lose that connection, the body interprets it as isolation, and isolation is a kind of slow stress on the system. Over time, it can lead to faster cognitive decline, weaker immune response, higher risk of heart disease, increased mortality after illness or injury. This doesn't mean you need to be surrounded by people all the time, but it does mean that when your interest in conversation, friendship, or even casual engagement begins to fade, it's worth noticing. Sometimes this sign shows up quietly. You stop returning calls. You don't look forward to your favorite group or club anymore. You feel indifferent when someone cancels plans, or even relieved. And maybe you haven't told anyone because it just feels like a phase. But if that phase has stretched on for weeks or months, your emotional world may be shrinking in ways that your body is struggling to handle. The good news? You don't need to force yourself into crowds or events. Even one genuine connection a week can protect your health. A coffee with a friend, a phone call, a shared meal, something that reminds your heart and mind that you still matter and that you're still part of something larger than yourself. Because the people who live longest are often not the ones with perfect numbers on a chart. They're the ones who still have people to laugh with, talk to, and love, even in small ways. Connection doesn't just make life sweeter. It quietly helps you live longer too. Sign number 3, unexplained weight loss. We often hear that losing weight is a good thing, especially in a world that constantly links thinness to health. But after the age of 65, unexplained weight loss can be a red flag, not a victory. If you've noticed your clothes fitting looser or the scale dropping without trying, and you haven't changed your diet or activity level, it's time to pause and take a closer look. Because while mild weight changes are normal, losing more than 5% of your body weight within 6 to 12 months without a clear reason is a silent signal that something in the body isn't working the way it should. Unintentional weight loss in older adults can be a sign of malnutrition or nutrient absorption issues, undiagnosed diabetes or thyroid problems, muscle wasting, sarcopenia, certain types of cancer, depression or chronic inflammation. And here's something many people miss. Sometimes the weight you're losing isn't fat, it's muscle. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass. But if that loss speeds up, it can affect your balance, mobility, and even how your organs function. You might feel weaker, tire more easily, or find everyday tasks like standing up, climbing stairs, or lifting groceries harder than before. Let's be honest, it's easy to brush this off. Some people say, I guess I just don't have the same appetite I used to. But appetite changes, especially when paired with weight loss, are the body's way of whispering that it needs attention. This doesn't mean something terrible is happening, but it does mean your system may be quietly struggling to keep up with your needs. And it's always better to catch that early. So if you've noticed consistent weight loss, bring it up with your doctor. Ask for a nutritional screening. Review your medications. Rule out anything serious, and if all is well, start gently building meals that include healthy fats, lean protein, and small portions more frequently throughout the day. Because weight loss without intention is often the body's way of saying, I'm running low. Please notice me before I run out. Sign number 4, frequent balance issues or minor falls. One of the most silent and dangerous signs of declining longevity is something many people laugh off or ignore completely. Losing your balance, tripping on a rug, feeling unsteady in the shower, stumbling when standing up too fast. These moments feel small, even harmless at first, but they are powerful clues that your body's coordination, strength, or nervous system may be slipping. And if left unchecked, these balance issues can lead to a much higher risk of serious injury and even early death. Here's what the research shows. A single fall after the age of 65 increases your risk of hospitalization and long-term disability. And sadly, many seniors who suffer a fall-related fracture never fully recover their mobility or independence. Some never return home at all. But even before a fall occurs, frequent wobbles, stumbles, or difficulty turning quickly are often early indicators of weakening leg and core muscles, vision changes, inner ear or neurological issues, circulatory problems, or side effects from certain medications. What makes this sign silent is that it creeps in. You don't notice it right away. Maybe you start avoiding uneven ground. Maybe you hold on to furniture when walking. Maybe you stop going on walks because you just don't feel as steady. This quiet avoidance is understandable, but dangerous, because the less you move, the more your balance declines, and the more your risk increases. But here's the hopeful part. Balance can be improved with small, consistent efforts like standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, doing gentle leg raises while holding the back of a chair, practicing slow heel-to-toe walking down a hallway. Even 5 minutes a day can retrain your muscles and brain to work together again. And if you've already had a few close calls, talk to your doctor. A physical therapist can create a simple, customized plan to keep you strong and safe. Because staying upright isn't just about movement. It's about staying in your life, connected, independent, and free. Don't ignore the wobbles. They're not just clumsy moments. They're messages from your body asking for balance, inside and out. Sign number 5, apathy or emotional flatness. Have you ever found yourself feeling nothing? Not exactly sad, not angry, not joyful either. Just flat, like life is happening around you, but not quite touching you the way it used to. That subtle numbness, that quiet fading of emotional response is called apathy, and it's one of the most silent yet significant signs that something may be shifting in your health, especially after the age of 65. Apathy isn't the same as depression. It doesn't always come with hopelessness or tears. In fact, it often comes with silence. You stop reacting to things that used to stir your soul. The music you once loved feels dull. Conversations don't excite or frustrate you. They just pass by. This emotional flattening is more than just aging. In many cases, it can be an early neurological sign of cognitive decline, changes in the brain's reward system, or even the beginning stages of conditions like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's. But it can also be caused by long-term inflammation in the brain, hormonal changes, poor sleep and reduced oxygenation, medication side effects, or chronic loneliness and disconnection. And because it doesn't hurt in a traditional sense, many seniors don't talk about it. They assume it's just a phase or worse, a normal part of getting older. But your emotions, even the soft ones, are not trivial. They are signals from the body and mind. When those signals begin to dull, it's often a sign that something needs to be reawakened. So what can you do? Start by simply noticing. Have you stopped feeling joy, even in things you used to enjoy? Are you saying I don't care more often, not in anger but in quiet detachment? If so, speak to your doctor. It may be time to adjust a medication, check your hormone levels, or look more closely at your mental and neurological health. And just as importantly, reintroduce life gently. Watch a film that once moved you. Sit outside in the sun. Listen to music from your youth. Even if it doesn't hit the same way at first, these moments begin to stir something. Because when you stop feeling, you stop connecting. And when you stop connecting, the body often begins to slow down too. Apathy isn't laziness. It's not weakness. It's your soul whispering, please wake me back up. If you found even one of these signs quietly familiar, I invite you to let us know by simply typing, I'm still listening, in the comments. It's a gentle way to say, yes, this matters to me, without needing to explain anything else. And if you'd like to keep receiving thoughtful, calm insights like this, we'd be honored to have you as part of our community. Just tap subscribe, and if you feel comfortable, click the bell icon too. That way, you'll never miss a message meant just for you. We believe in aging with awareness, wisdom, and compassion, and your presence here truly means something. Now let's continue, because the next sign may be one most people overlook, even when it's right in front of them. Sign number 6, trouble recovering from small illnesses. Sometimes it's not the illness itself that's most concerning. It's how long it takes to get back on your feet afterward. If you've noticed that it's taking longer than it used to for your body to recover from simple things, a common cold, a stomach bug, a mild infection, that might be a quiet sign that your immune system and internal reserves are wearing thin. And while we often expect healing to slow down with age, what many don't realize is that the speed of your recovery is a silent reflection of your underlying resilience. It's not just about bouncing back, it's about whether your body still has the strength, energy, and coordination to repair itself quickly. When recovery starts taking weeks instead of days, or when you catch one thing and feel like you never fully recovered before the next thing shows up, it may point to weakened immunity, nutritional deficiencies, underlying inflammation, poor circulation, or chronic stress that's drained your system. Many people ignore this sign because it creeps in slowly. You might think, maybe I'm just getting older. But if a basic flu knocks you out for 3 weeks, or a cut on your leg takes months to close, or you feel wiped out long after the symptoms are gone, your body may be telling you it's struggling. And this is important because poor recovery isn't just inconvenient, it's predictive. Studies have shown that people over 65 who take longer to recover from minor illnesses or surgery often have higher risks of future complications and shorter overall lifespan. But there is hope. You can build resilience at any age by nourishing your body, reducing chronic stress, staying gently active, and staying socially engaged. If you've noticed slower healing lately, bring it up with your doctor. Ask for a review of your immune health, vitamin levels, and medications, and begin giving your body what it needs before the next illness arrives, not after. Because living longer isn't just about avoiding illness, it's about making sure your body still knows how to fight, heal, and bounce back, even when the battle is small. Recovery is a reflection of your life force, and it's never too late to protect it. Let's take a quiet breath and gently revisit what we've learned. We talked about 6 silent signs, the kind that don't scream for attention, but quietly ask to be noticed. We began with frequent exhaustion, a signal that your body may be running low beneath the surface. Then we looked at social withdrawal, a fading interest in connection that often hints at deeper emotional or physical shifts. Unexplained weight loss reminded us that not all changes are healthy, and that muscle and nourishment matter more than numbers. Balance issues, even small ones, can be early warnings that your body is struggling to stay grounded. Emotional flatness isn't just mood, it's your spirit asking for light. And slow recovery from illness shows us how much resilience still matters, even in small battles. Each of these signs carries a message, not of fear, but of possibility. Because noticing them now gives you the power to respond, to adjust, and to protect your precious time ahead. You don't need to change everything, just start with awareness, and let that awareness gently guide you forward. If you've seen yourself in even one of these signs, please know, this isn't a reason to panic, it's a reason to pay attention. Our bodies speak in whispers long before they raise their voices, and the beauty of noticing these quiet signs is that they give us time to reflect, time to respond, and time to change course if needed. Longevity isn't built in dramatic moments. It's built in the daily choices we make, to rest when we're tired, to connect when we feel alone, to nourish ourselves with care, and to move even when it's just one small step. The goal isn't to live forever. The goal is to live fully and wisely for as long as we can. So ask yourself gently, which sign surprised you most today? Which one are you willing to listen to? and act on it to this week? We'd love to hear from you in the comments. And if this video offered you insight or comfort, we warmly invite you to subscribe to Gentle Wisdom and tap the bell icon, so you never miss the thoughtful guidance and support you deserve. You're not alone on this journey, and there's more life, joy, and strength ahead than you might think, especially when you learn to listen to your body with kindness. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next video.